Hey, what's up? It's Kate. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video, and if you're here, I'm assuming that you want some college advice. And I am only a sophomore at the University of Florida, so I definitely don't have it all figured out. I'm still learning things, but I think that I have some things that I learned from my freshman year that could potentially be helpful to you if you need some advice, if you're just scared or nervous, need some tips. I'm here. I've got some tips for you. I made this big list of all the things that I think are very important going into your freshman year, just to know, that might help you so that you don't have to make the same mistakes that I did or just feel lost going into college. So the first thing that I think is super important going into college is to get involved. That can mean anything. There's so many ways to get involved in college. Personally, I got involved in Greek life. I rushed and I joined a sorority. I love it. It was the best thing I did for me in college. I highly recommend rushing to everybody. Even if you don't think that a sorority is for you, you don't think you're gonna like it, you don't think you want to be part of Greek life, I still recommend that you go through recruitment, just because recruitment, at least at UF, starts the week before school. So you are going into rush the week before school. School hasn't even started yet, and you're gonna meet all these girls. So even if you go through the process and you're like, I don't want to do this, you don't have to join a house, but you still have the benefit of meeting all those people through rush, if that makes sense. So I think that is a great way to meet people and get involved. And then also, if you know that sorority isn't for you and you don't even want to rush, that's totally fine. There's clubs that you can join. So I think clubs are an awesome way, because in college there's so many clubs. I guarantee there's one for your interest, whatever that is. Just do some research, like look up whatever your school is in clubs, and I'm sure there's gonna be tons of options. Also, there's constantly little club stands around school, people that are just advertising for their club, and then you can find one that you like and join it. That's a good way too. Or another one, which I haven't done, is intramurals. Intramurals is a great way to meet people, especially if you play a sport in high school and you don't play it in college, but you still want to do it. This is a fun, kind of relaxed, chill way that you can be involved in that sport that you love and meet people and not have to be too serious about it. I think the intramurals are great, and I wish I had joined one. Number 2, I have lots of study tips, because I myself am a little bit of a perfectionist, not in life, when it comes to school, definitely a perfectionist. I want perfect grades. I know that's not realistic, that's not possible all the time, but that's just how I am. So I've come up with a lot of study tips that are helpful, that helped me my freshman year. So the first one, this is so important and it's hard for some people, is don't procrastinate. Especially in college. I know in high school you probably could have gotten away with it, gotten away with studying the last minute, the day before. You can't do that in college. I study for a normal exam at least a week in advance, and if it's a final, a midterm where it's cumulative, a lot more information, I study at least 2 to 3 weeks in advance. That may be extreme for some people. You don't have to follow that, but definitely give yourself time to learn the information, because in high school, at least for me, how it worked was when you were in a class and they were giving you information, you understood it right there in class. But in college, a lot of times the professor is speaking, you're like, I have no idea what this person is even saying. So then you have to go home and teach it to yourself, and that takes time. And then after you learn it, then you have to study it and ingrain it into your brains. Definitely do not procrastinate. It's a horrible idea. And also, a little tip. I think a lot of people know this already, but if you don't, there's a website called Rate My Professor, which is so incredibly helpful, because other students that have taken that professor in the past, they will put up a little review on him or her and say what they thought, give them a little rating, and then you can read it. And then if this person says they're the worst person in the entire world, they failed me, they were awful, they were so hard, you don't take them and you take the other professor. So that's a really good tip. Definitely look them up on that site. They're not always on there, but a lot of times they are. Another thing that I definitely need to listen to myself, because I struggle with this for sure, is it's okay to stress sometimes, but don't overstress. Overstress is not good, because you can cause lots of problems in just your mental health in general. So don't overstress. I think the most important thing in college is just to do your best, which is something that everyone needs to hear, because we all want to get good grades. We're all there for education, but at the same time you need to remember that all you can do is your best, and if you did that, that's all you can do. This is so important. Go to class. I know that sometimes people say, oh, it's not high school anymore, you can just skip class and take the exams and you'll be fine. No, you need to go to class. At least in my personal experience, going to class helps so much. the professor knows that people don't go to class sometimes, and they will give you hints for the test. They will give you like wink wink, you need to look at this information, this is gonna be helpful. So definitely go to class. I know it's hard, you don't want to go, but it's so helpful to go to class, and I definitely think that no matter what the class is, you should go, especially if there's attendance, participation, whatever, you need to go, because that participation attendance grade can be the difference between an A and a B and a C, and so on. And finally, I kind of knew this going into college because I've heard other people tell me this, but if you don't know, please don't buy your textbooks before you go to class, and even before you feel out a couple of days and look at the syllabus and see if you actually need the textbook to do the homework or whatever. And also ask people that took the class before you, say, did you actually use the textbook? And if they say no, if you realize that you don't need it, don't buy it. You're gonna save so much money if you just don't buy the textbooks that you don't need. Next is something that I think a lot of people worry about, or maybe they don't think about it before, but then at the end of their freshman year, they're like, oh, I wish I'd thought about that. And that is the infamous freshman 15, which I don't really think I got this, but my weight definitely went like this throughout my freshman year. Something that is different about college is that a lot of social situations are around food, and that can sometimes make you think that, oh, if you're at a party or if you're at a friend's house and they order pizza, they want to get ice cream, that you should get pizza and ice cream even if you're not hungry, which I think that's something important just in life in general, is to listen to your body. If you're not hungry, don't eat, and if you are hungry, then please eat. So I'm not saying don't eat pizza, don't eat ice cream, don't have fries and whatever, because let's face it, this is college, this is life, you have to enjoy yourself, but at the same time, you need to listen to your body. And I think a lot of times people think they have to cut out all the bad foods to be healthy and to be in the shape that you want to be in, but that's not true. You just have to eat things in moderation and listen to your body. If you're not hungry, don't eat. It's very simple. Also, keep healthy snacks, because a lot of times I think that what happens in college is you're between classes and you don't know what to eat, so you just go off and you get a bag of chips, or you get something that's unhealthy. If you keep healthy snacks in your dorm, your apartment, keep healthy snacks in your backpack, it's gonna be a lot better for you to snack on some fruit or vegetables or whatever else you like to snack on that's healthy, as opposed to eating a candy bar. Feel me? This is something that I definitely did my freshman year and loved it, and that's work out with your friends. You have a gym, hopefully, usually, included in your tuition. Use it. You're paying for it. So go to the gym with your friends, do a fun workout. It doesn't be intense or anything like that, but just get your body moving. You guys can even do, if your school offers it, workout classes. I know UF, they have like hip hop fitness, they have spin classes, they have like a bunch of cardio classes, weightlifting classes, they have a lot of stuff. So if you're not really into doing the gym on your own, you can go to a class where a teacher is telling you what to do, and you can just follow along, and that's really helpful too. Just as long as you're getting active and your body moving, that's all that really matters. And also at Florida, or I know FSU, a lot of Florida schools have this, and I don't know other places, other schools in the world, but scooters are a big thing. I have a scooter, I love my scooter, and I rode that thing literally everywhere. I was okay with that because I did exercise like 5 to 6 times a week, but maybe if you're not big into exercising, that's okay. I just think that you should walk places. Walking is a great way to get your exercise in, to get your body moving, so just take advantage of that. Instead of scooting to your class, taking the bus to the class, try walking to class, walking to get lunch. Walking is a great tip because then you don't have to take extra time out of your day to go to the gym, when you can just get your walking in to do the things that you're gonna do in the day anyway. Next up is roommate advice, and this is something that I got pretty lucky with. I actually lived in an apartment, which is different, I think, for most freshmen, but at Florida it's very common to live in apartments, so I lived in an apartment my freshman year, and I had 3 other roommates. We all got along well, but unfortunately that's not the case all the time, and sometimes you don't get along. But here are some things I think can definitely help with that. And the first thing is communication. If your roommate does something that you don't like or that bothers you, then talk to her or him. Let them know that you don't like that, that maybe that's annoying. They will do something to change it because they want you to be happy as well. They're not doing these things specifically to annoy you. They just maybe aren't being considerate, that they're not living alone anymore and just aren't thinking about it. Because if you don't talk to them, they're not gonna know, they're not gonna change, and then you're just gonna be annoyed even more. This is something that I did with my roommates, which helped us because our main problem, I think, was splitting up the responsibilities of the apartment. So taking out the trash, doing the dishes, vacuuming, cleaning, that kind of stuff. I think it would be helpful if you made a schedule, be like, okay, you're gonna take out the trash this week and you're gonna vacuum this week, and make a little schedule. Or what we did is we made a little chart and it had a bunch of chores on it, and when we did something, you put a little X or a check mark under your name, so that way when someone else goes to the board and they're like, oh, this person has 10 check marks, they've been cleaning a lot and I only have 2, I should probably step it up and do some more cleaning. So you are sharing a space. Even if the other person is making the mess the majority of the time, still share responsibility. So there's just no fighting. And also, this seems like a given, but a lot of times it's actually forgotten, and that is be considerate of your roommate. Be respectful. You may not be used to living with somebody else, but now you are, so you have to be considerate. And that means that if you are having somebody over, if you're having someone stay the night, someone staying with you for a couple days, tell your roommates, let them know. I mean, I'm sure they'll probably say yes, but they need to know it's their space too. You have to be respectful of that. Let them know somebody is staying. If you're having friends over and maybe you know that you are going to be up late, you might be kind of loud, ask them, say, is that okay? Do you have an exam coming up? I don't want to bother you with my friends coming over. Just talk to them. Communication is key. Be respectful and considerate. Make sure you ask your roommate if something is okay before you do it. The next one goes kind of along with the making friends thing, and that's just being outgoing, because that can really help you make friends. Even if you're a shy person, just try your best for the first little bit to break out of your shell. That means if you live in a dorm, leave your dorm room open so that people can come in and talk to you and introduce themselves, say hi. You can go into other people's rooms if they leave the door open and say hi. That can really help, I think. And also, this is something that I definitely did not do my freshman year and I regret it, and that is say yes to things. I mean, of course, if you're uncomfortable and don't want to do it, then say no. But if your friends are like, oh, we're gonna go out to dinner, do you want to come? And you're just kind of like, I'm kind of lazy, and you don't go, and then you end up just sitting in your room doing nothing. I think you should probably just say yes and go out, because guarantee you're gonna have a lot more fun going out with your friends than you are gonna be sitting in your room doing nothing. So just take advantage of the opportunities to go out and have fun, because college only comes around once. But also balance it with school, you know the deal. That's a whole other thing. What to bring to college. I could make a whole nother video on this, because there are some things I think are very essential to bring and things that you should not bring. But the first thing is, do not overpack, because people don't realize that when you're in college, you're not isolated from the world. If you need something else, you can buy it, and you're going to probably be buying more clothes and getting more stuff while you're there in 4 years. I guarantee you're not going to go to college and not buy a single other item of clothing for 4 years. Also, if you're joining a sorority, you need to bring like half of the t-shirts that you think you do, because you're going to be getting a lot of shirts when you're in a sorority. Your big, your friend, your cousin, whoever, they're going to be giving you so many shirts, their old shirts. You're gonna be buying shirts from your sorority, so you do not need that many t-shirts, I promise you. Pack the things that you know you love and you wear all the time, because that's all you need. You can do laundry, it's all good. And also you can come back home to get more things on breaks during Christmas and Thanksgiving. You can get more clothes if you realize that you forgot something that you wanted. So just don't overpack, because it's more of a struggle to bring things back home than it is to get new things. That makes sense. This is something that I love about college, which is it's okay to be yourself, because college is way less judgmental than high school. You can go to class wearing whatever you want. You can go looking like you just rolled out of bed. It doesn't matter. People don't care. They just don't pay attention, because everyone is in their own little bubble doing their thing. They don't really care about what you're wearing or what you're doing or how you're acting. Ooh, this is a good one. I did this and it was super helpful, and that is to find your classes before the first day of school starts, because you don't want to be that person that has an 8 a.m. and you are running around the campus like a crazy person looking for your class. What I did is I went the day before, found all my classes, all the rooms, so I knew exactly where I was going and there was no confusion. And also, explore your campus. You are most likely going to be there for 4 more years, and it's just nice to explore and see what they have to offer. I definitely should have explored UF sooner, because by the end of the year I found things that I was like, wow, I wish I knew that this existed. Just do your research, look around campus, explore, and find things that you like and will use. My last tip is that it's okay not to know what you want, not know what you want to do with your life. It's okay to go into college and be like, I have no idea what I'm interested in. I have no idea what I want to study, what I want to be. That's okay. A lot of people are confused. A lot of people change their minds. It's okay to change your major. My tip is to find something that you're interested in, something that you enjoy doing. Pick a major within that and then take off from it. So find your interest, whatever that is, the broad interest, and then just pick a major in there that you think you would enjoy. And if you change your mind later, that's okay, that's cool. I went into Florida as a biology major and I changed my mind literally before the first day of school. I changed my major to nutritional science. So you don't have to know what you want. You can change your mind and that's totally cool. So that is all my tips for today. I could probably make a whole nother video on more tips because there's a lot of things that can be learned about college, but I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you found it helpful. And if you did, then please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much to me. And I will see you guys in my next video.